Now, the most difficult problem for a family member who has an alcoholic in the family is when the alcoholic says, I'm the only one that has a problem. I drink. I know I have a problem drinking. They might even admit it. I have a problem. You don't have a problem. It doesn't affect anybody. I mean, it's my issue. It's my health. It's my life. Leave me alone. That's the most difficult thing for family members to have to deal with, because it affects everyone around that person in ways that the alcoholic cannot even comprehend. Now, they might even admit that they have a problem. Yes, I have a problem. What are you going to do about it? It's my problem. It's not your problem. Well, that's just another way to deflect the real issue, which is they've become an alcoholic and they don't really want to deal with it. They're actually comfortable in their own skin, and unfortunately, it's become both their identity, because depending on what level they're at, they're chemically, emotionally, and physically dependent. They'll push anything away because they're not going to deal with the real issue, which is finding sustainable sobriety, going to a rehab, going to an AA, or doing any kind of work on themselves. Now, this particular attitude is very troublesome for family members, because you have somebody who's like a brick wall. They're not going to change. They're not willing to change. Now, they've identified that they have a problem, but they've openly said they're not going to do anything about it. What can a family member do? What direction can they take? Well, there's not a whole lot of options that families have. One thing that they need to do is get every person that's available, that means something to the alcoholic in the family, and have a very serious professional intervention. That's probably the only thing you can do. And if it's already been done, well, there's only so much you can do as a family member. Now, this video is really designed for family members. And if you have a family member, the alcoholic in the family, who has this kind of attitude, they're immovable. They're like a brick wall. They're a monolith that's not going to change. Usually it's somebody that's been drinking for a few decades. If that's the situation, there's only two things you can do. The suggestion is a serious intervention, or you got to figure out ways to part ways with that individual if you want to keep that person in your life. Because if they're not willing to change or do anything, there's nothing you can do. You can't force people to do things. And unfortunately, it's likely too late for them. So this post is really designed for family members. Now, I'm not advocating giving up on people. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm really saying is you have to be cognizant as a family member of your own emotions, and don't get too trapped into, the craziness and the just unreliability of a alcoholic in the family. And again, if any of this resonates with you, click on the link above. Set up a breakthrough call. I've helped thousands of alcoholics. Most importantly, I've also helped their families. And again, like, share, comment. And I also have a Facebook group called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. Please join us. And again, thanks for listening.